Previously on Bullshit Artists.
You know, he was pretty punk rock. I mean, even me, I consider myself pretty hardcore, and I'm a big fan. But some of his stuff is still today, it's like, what the fuck, mate? You know, it's like challenging me to keep reading. I mean, it's nasty, gross out stuff, to be sure, but by the early 2000s, I mean, it's like someone else is writing the poems. It's been completely watered down. There's that edge is gone.
So did he say where he was moving to?
He just left me a note one morning and said he was moving back home and he was going to do all of his publishing remotely from back home.
Any idea where home was?
Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
So here we are, episode 6 of 10. We're entering the second half of this serial podcast, The Search for Jethro Spivey. If you haven't already, I urge you to go back and listen to the first 5 episodes to catch up, otherwise you'll be a bit confused moving forward. Hell, those of you who have listened to the first 5 are probably like me, still a bit confused, but have faith, dear listener, it will make sense in the end. I should mention that our podcast episodes only run an average of about 17 minutes, so you can catch up on all the previous episodes in roughly the amount of time it would take you to choke through one episode of another long, droning podcast, and ours are much better, so check it out. Also, look us up on Facebook or Twitter. Facebook, you can find us at BS Artists Podcast, and on Twitter at BSA Podcast. I'm going to post some pretty relevant photos and evidence that I actually did publish Jethro Spivey in 1998. I've had some accusations that this story is a little fishy, and I want everyone to know that it is 100% legit. And if you like the podcast, and hey, who wouldn't, remember to rate and review us on iTunes. That lets our advertisers know. If we had any advertisers, it would let them know that we're getting through to our audience, which is always good. It helps fund our equipment, travel, interns, fact-checking, legal fees, and bribe money. We've had some great response so far, thanks, and keep it coming. We do it because we care. I'm Scott Gordon, and this is Bullshit Artists.
You have reached the voicemail box of Find That Bastard Incorporated. We'll help you find that bastard regardless of the reason or the location. $49.95 gets you a full character search in the United States and beyond. Deadbeat dad? Long lost love connection? We don't care. We'll help you find that bastard, living or dead. Let us do the legwork for you. If your bastard is alive, we'll provide you with last known address, phone number, and physical evidence, including but not limited to urine samples and surveillance photography. If he is dead, we could try contacting him via a seance, which we can perform here for you for the low price of $149.95. We accept Visa, MasterCard. No American Express. Those fees are outrageous. American Express can suck my dick.
I know the question you're asking, and the answer is, regrettably, embarrassingly, yes. We have employed the services of Find That Bastard Incorporated on our quest to find Dennis Kaye, a.k.a. Jethro Spivey. I figure more help is better than no help, so why not? They have a proven track record, and their ads are hilarious. So we're using them, as well as the list of Dennis Kays throughout the nation that I compiled a few episodes ago. We're just crossing them off our list, focusing on the Baton Rouge area and surrounding townships, because that is where, according to his ex-roommate Barry, Dennis moved after leaving New York's Hell's Kitchen in 1980. Now, as with all investigations, once people get wind of what you're looking for, some anonymous tips are bound to flood in. and this is no different. I'm beginning to get a little more used to the immediacy of the podcast format because after episode 4 aired, where we revealed the name Dennis Kaye, I had several people call in saying that they knew this guy or remembered him. Most of these didn't pan out, but there was one gentleman who had some interesting information, and he didn't want his name to be used. We'll just call him Alvin, because he also wanted his voice disguised and insisted on making it sound like a chipmunk. So here is, without further ado, anonymous tipster Alvin.
Yeah, as long as it's not my actual voice. I want to sound like, one of the chipmunks.
Right.
I'm a big fan.
Okay, we got you.
I mean, hey, you can either make me sound like a monster or a robot. I know what you got. You got all those knobs and whistles.
Yeah.
You can make me sound like anything. Can you make me sound like a chipmunk?
It is done. The setting is set. You're good to go.
Okay, but can we, test it, and can I hear it?
Yeah, we can test it. Say whatever you want. Do you want to sing a song or something?
Yeah, okay, la 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 la, chipmunk man, living in a chipmunk land. Chipmunks, they're a way to go.
Okay, that's enough. Stop.
Okay. Can I hear it?
So I play it back for him, and he appears to be pleased with his performance.
Dude, that is awesome! That is awesome! Can I get a copy of this when we're done?
Well, it's going to be on the podcast, so,
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. So, what do you want to know about Dennis Kaye?
Well, you called me, so...
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
did you knew Dennis Kaye?
Yeah, I knew him.
Were you guys close, or?
Well, I don't want to say how I knew him. We want to keep this on the DL, but
Of course.
what I called to say was that your story does not mention that he and Al Russo were romantically involved.
Whoa, wait a minute. Are you sure about this?
100% sure.
And how do you know this for a fact?
Well, I don't want to get into any of the gross details, but they were a couple, at least for a while.
Well, okay. Let's back this up. So you're saying during their Rotunda Club days in Union City, New Jersey, that Al Russo and Dennis Kaye were romantically involved?
Mm-hmm. As far as I know, they knew each other pretty well before the Rotunda Club. Like, they didn't meet. Your story seems to indicate that they met at the Rotunda Club, and that is not the case.
Yeah, but how do you know that?
Because I was there the night they supposedly met. You weren't there. But Chipmunk Man was there. Chipmunk Man was on the disco scene, living a disco dream. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Chipmunks!
Oh my God.
Hey, can I do some more songs as
No.
the Chipmunks? Because I really like the way they sing and sound on the records.
That's right. Al Russo and Dennis Kaye, two gentlemen who both used the pen name Jethro Spivey at one point or another, were romantically involved. And if Chipmunk Boy is to be believed, they both knew each other prior to moving to the New York area. Now, we know Al Russo hails from Baton Rouge, and according to ex-roommate Barry, Dennis Kaye also returned to his hometown of Baton Rouge after leaving town in 1980. So, is it possible that these two originally met each other in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, prior to moving north? Before Chipmunk Boy's anonymous revelation, I wouldn't have given any credence to this theory, but now I'm thinking this idea is a realistic possibility. If only we knew someone who had their finger on the pulse of gossip in the Baton Rouge, Louisiana area.
Hello?
Hey,
Mama Hyatt on the phone. I'm trying to hear someone on the phone. Damn it. Watch your show. Weren't you watching Gravity 5 minutes ago? Well, don't you want to see if Sandra Bullock gets back to the capsule? She's walking around in space right now. God damn it. That TV dinner is not going to eat itself, so dig in. I'll be in there in 15 minutes. Just give me 15 minutes, Mama. Well, don't you want to see what happens? 15 minutes. All right, Dad. Okay. Sorry about that. Hello.
Hey, Jimmy. It's Scott Gordon from Bullshit Artists Podcast.
Hey.
Is Mom okay? Do you need to go?
No. She's just having one of her episodes.
Okay.
Like she does. Shit. Never a dull moment.
No, it doesn't sound like it. Well, I was calling to ask you a few more questions, if that's okay.
Shoot. I'm good.
Are you sure you don't need to go and take care of your mother?
No.
Is she gonna be okay?
She'll be just fine, trust me.
Now, before we go any further, it's probably a good idea to get a little refresher on who Jimmy Wronski is and how he fits into the big picture. Jimmy was a high school classmate and friend of Al Russo. Al was class of 75. Jimmy was class of 76 at Robert E. Lee High School in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Now, Jimmy doesn't have any idea what happened to Al or where he went when he left town in 1977, but up until that point, they were apparently pretty good friends. In fact, Jimmy claims to be the inspiration for the Jethro Spivey character, Jimmy Fucko. And Jimmy was the first person to clue us into the fact that Al Russo used the pen name Jethro Spivey.
Yeah, after high school, after he graduated high school, I had another year. But after that, I didn't see him that much. He would come to the school every once in a while to see his little brother, but we didn't really hang out that much after high school, although we were really good friends up until, my junior year.
What happened after high school? Did you guys just drift apart?
Well, he started going to, he was really into the punk scene. He was kind of scary, He would go to these punk clubs around downtown Baton Rouge, and, that wasn't my thing, but he really liked it. He was just an abrasive guy, so he liked, he liked the slam dancing or whatever it is, the crowd, when you get on people and they pass you around like a big joint.
Crowd surfing.
He loved it. He loved that shit. And keep in mind, this was when the punk scene was really, there was a lot of hardcore, you can look it up. It's on the Wikipedia.
Right. Did he ever mention a guy, or did you ever know a person named Dennis Kaye? Kaye?
Dennis Kaye. Yep. I knew Dennis.
Really? You met Dennis Kaye?
Met him a few times. I was there the day he stabbed that guy.
Wait, what?
He did, you know how it is when you get into an argument with someone over money, and one of you got a penknife. Blood shall be spilled, as they say. Yeah, he cut the fucker.
Was it bad?
Well, yeah, it wasn't that bad. No one pressed charges, but yeah, there was blood everywhere. Like you do when you get cut open.
Where did he stab him? What happened?
He stabbed him in the in the tummy. Cut him right open. Like filleted him like a fish.
Jeez.
Not really, it was just a little poke. He was an insane person. Dennis Kaye.
Yeah?
He and Al hit it off immediately. Yeah, they hung. In fact, one of the reasons I didn't see him that much after he graduated was in '76. I think that's when he and Dennis met. In '76, they started hanging out an awful lot. They were like joined at the hip all the time.
Did it ever occur to you that they might be romantically involved?
No. What?
Yeah.
No.
You sure?
I didn't see that. I ain't trying to hear that.
Well, nonetheless, it could have.
No, man. Baton Rouge in the '70s? Fuck. No, that shit didn't happen.
Well, yeah, it did, Jimmy.
I don't know, man. I don't want to. No, because I was friends with him and we like shared soda bottles and stuff. Too gross, you know? I don't want to think about it. Dennis was a nutcase. But whereas Al was loud and boisterous about it and kind of, edgy and insane, Dennis was like real brooding and staring at you from the corner and writing things down in his little fucking notepad. I always felt like he was taking some sort of personality thing on me, like writing down all my personality flaws, like he was going to exploit me one day or base a character on me or something. He was just always writing and whittling. He was always whittling sticks and little voodoo people and chess pieces and whatnot with that goddamn knife that he stabbed that guy with.
Damn.
I know, right? But Dennis, yeah, he drove a old Chevelle, and it was, the tires were like 5 feet tall. It looked like a monster truck from behind, and then in the front it's just riding down. You couldn't carry a drink in his car because it would spill. Yeah, you put it in a cup holder and it would just spill because the altitude, the angle was so steep. It was an acute angle.
Nice.
That car. You like that word?
Yeah.
I've been working on a vocab. Oh man, he was insane. Let me tell you, he had a glass eye that he claimed he could look around corners with. And he used to hang out after school waiting for kids with this 3-foot length of vinyl garden hose that he called the snake. And let me tell you something, you did not want to piss off the snake. But Dennis, yeah, and hanging from his rear view mirror was a noose. I mean, what the fuck, dude? I didn't like being around him. He would always drink that grape knee-high mixed with vodka. That was his thing. Strange. Even by Baton Rouge standards. He would come at you with this stare. He looked like he'd already been through the war, even though he was young.
How old do you think he was around this time?
He was I'd say he was in his early 20s. He had graduated. No, I don't think he did graduate, but he went to Lee.
Really?
Yeah. He was there years before us, but he was older, like I said. And Al had a thing for him. Oh, man, you know what? He did have a thing for him. Oh, shit, that's nasty. How come I didn't pick up on that?
Huh?
Well, it was the 70s and I was a teenager. I didn't even know what a gay was. I thought gay was something like they did in like 1800s Europe when they were having parties. They were all gay, I thought it meant happy. I mean, who could say? I certainly couldn't.
On the next episode of Bullshit Artists.
I'll tell you, those kids were crazy, disrespectful little twats, and I wanted to murder every single one of them with my bare hands. Is that a good enough soundbite for you?
And keep in mind, I had never seen two men kissing before, so... Dog!